Title: Skills of the Mind. Don't love that. Alternative title: How to Navigate Your Mind. Alternative title: Camila is getting a little neurotic about titles. Oh, I got it. Title: Mindskills. I want to share a memory with you. It isn't super clear, but let me try to paint this picture. I was in my bedroom in LA, sitting on a little chair in the corner of the room. There was a lazy light coming in through the window, and I was about to do something I'd never done before. I'm sitting there with these anxious thoughts racing through my mind, like a hurricane swirling around in my brain. And it was so intense I couldn't just sit still and be with myself. Literally, it felt totally uncomfortable to do the most natural thing a person can do, sitting quietly for a few minutes. I had been in a really stressed and anxious place for a while, years actually. And I was starting to realize that, okay, this isn't working for me. This is not a sustainable way to live. And I decided that if I want things to improve, I need to do the work. A lot of people I know had recommended meditation, and it was time to try it. So I sat down, closed my eyes, and started to tune into my breath. I'd been breathing every moment of my life up until that point, but honestly, I think this was the first time I actually paid attention to the experience of breathing. It actually felt uncomfortable. I was so used to rushing and worrying, the sheer act of doing nothing in silence and listening to myself breathing. It almost felt like this radical experience. But I stuck with it for 10 minutes, and all I did was struggle to follow my breath. Minute after minute, breath after breath. I could not stop thinking. When I finished, I wasn't even sure what just happened. I still felt anxious. The hurricane was still swirling around in my mind. But there was a little moment of something. Like in those 10 minutes, there were a few seconds of clarity. And I had the sense it was something I needed more of, so I committed to making it a daily practice. I came back the next day, and the next day. I tried working with different guided meditations and different instructors, and I started to get more comfortable sitting there all alone in silence. As the days went on, I started to gradually develop a whole new skill, and it's one that has totally transformed my life. It's the skill of observing your own thoughts and emotions. For me, this was like a groundbreaking revelation. Some meditation teachers call it non-identification. It means that I have thoughts, but I am not my thoughts. I remember at one point I was sitting there meditating, and I had the thought, what am I doing sitting here? And then I just separated from that thought and observed it. I thought to myself, okay, I'm having thoughts questioning what I'm doing. And that made me feel a little silly. Like maybe I wasn't doing this meditation thing right. So I observed that feeling. Okay, I'm doing a strange activity and feeling a little weird. And then I started to become aware of other things I was experiencing, what I was thinking and feeling. I realized that I was observing my thoughts and emotions, which gave me a little sense of accomplishment. Like I was learning a whole new way of relating to myself. So I observed that emotion. Okay, I'm feeling a bit of pride for developing my self-awareness. Oh wait, never mind. Now I'm feeling lame about how proud I was for developing my self-awareness. Here we are our whole lives, experiencing our experience. But it's so rare that we just take one step back from it and look at it. Sometimes my daily meditation connects to something deeper. Maybe I'm going through something, and my meditation helps me connect to those emotions. Other days, my meditation is just to check in with myself. Where are my emotions? Where are my thoughts? How's my body feeling? It's like the weather report on my mind and heart and body. Gives me a quick read. I'm feeling anxious about something coming up later. I'm holding tension in my face or my shoulders. I'm dwelling on a conversation I had last night where I didn't express myself as assertively as I wanted. I'm feeling a bit tender because I saw a news story earlier that made me upset. Before I started working on these skills, I had no idea you could separate from the weather and just look at the satellite imagery. I was just stuck in the hurricane. It's stepping back to an objective point of view and reminding myself that these are just anxious thoughts. They're not rational. These are just anxious sensations in my body. They will pass. This is Camila. Thanks for being with me.